in this race.
I was talking to their national team director, who actually is associate head coach at Cal, David Marsh, multiple NCAA champions, head Olympic coach for the USA back in 2016, and he's really helped build Israel up to a great swimming power right now. They're going to be able to have a great Olympic Games. They really came on in Tokyo, and they're going to continue that tradition, I think, with Paris.
And this young woman grabbing a short course world medal for her nation, again continuing to emerge, but she's 4/10 behind Leah Hayes. Rowdy, we see her again with no hair, no swim cap. Alopecia's taken her hair, but certainly hasn't taken any of her spunk and her talent. She is a treasure to watch.
She sure is, Jason, and heading to Virginia next year, committed to swim at UVA with Todd DeSorbo, and hats off again to the Cavaliers, winning their second national championship in a row, back-to-back. Todd DeSorbo building a little bit of a dynasty there now, and you think about Kate Douglas and the Walsh sisters, and now they get to add Leah Hayes next year as a freshman. And it's a good thing, because Kate Douglas has elected to go pro, will not swim next year, so one superstar slides out, another one potentially just comes right in for Virginia.
Again, Leah Hayes in the 400 IM, her bronze medal last summer in the 200 IM. Again, showcasing her skill here at this little longer distance, maybe stretching herself a bit. You remember, Rowdy, at the international team trials in Greensboro, we saw her on the pool deck in a walking boot. She had a stress fracture in her foot, kind of fought through it, and was able to finish top 2 to make the world team for the U.S. and then finished 3rd in Budapest.
A lot of guts to be able to do that, especially as a youngster. I think she had to be 16, right, back then. So, you know, this is just a kid, still just a kid. She doesn't turn 18 until October. And look at this. I mean, I thought she'd have a chance to win, no doubt, but she is now almost 4 seconds ahead of what her pace was in the preliminaries. Now, it's the prelims. She knows she's going to make the final. She can back off a lot. Coming off that 200 double from the prelim, coming off a double 200 freestyle here in the final just a short time ago. And as you mentioned, with a PB there, she's on track to maybe do it here. 4:39 is her PB here.
And trying to ride the wave from the home crowd, potentially having another lifetime top swim here in this session at home in the Chicago area here in Westmont.
Well, it shows you how, look how big of a lead she has, Jason. And Summer McIntosh's world record that was just broken last month is about 9 seconds ahead of her. That's how, and that's a 16-year-old. So you got a 16 and 17-year-old that are really finding a lot of young swimmers around the world starting to lead this sport now just a little bit.
Again, that world record for Summer McIntosh, Rowdy, you kind of put the cap on it, is 10 seconds faster than the second best time authored this year by Katie Grimes back in January in this event.
And Katie Ledecky, who's 3rd in the world, 4:36. So if you're thinking great names, Katie Ledecky's, well, she's about 10 seconds behind.
And while we've got a moment, Katie Ledecky, a little under the weather, had planned to be here and race in Westmont, but pulled out earlier this week. Certainly wishing her good health and recovery and feeling better. She continues her prep towards the Phillips 66 Nationals, those trials for the Worlds as well this summer. Right now, Leah Hayes continuing to rocket her way towards the win. Victory doesn't seem in doubt. Just wondering about the clock right now.
That's her 3:35 at the 300, so she's going to have to be 59 plus coming home to go a lifetime best time. The 5th fastest time in the world, for example, this year is 4:39.2, so maybe that's what she's shooting for, a top 5 time. She's rolling home right now.
Leah Hayes here at home, going to cruise in front of a appreciative home crowd to the win, grabbing the time 4:39.58. And Rowdy, guess what? Second personal best in this session for the 17-year-old.
You know, if I think back a year, didn't she do something like this a year ago where she's had a great 200 to lead off, kind of introduced herself to the world a year ago? Well, she needs no introduction now, and what a double that this young woman has had here in Westmont, her close to home. And look at that great butterfly. Got off to a good lead at the front half of that race. 102 plus going out, and it was never any doubt after the 100. But if you want to see the dominance, just look at the halfway point. That was going into the breaststroke, complete domination all by herself. Nobody else is even in the picture on the breaststroke leg. You saw her swim the 200 freestyle earlier, right, Jason? So you know this woman is not going to die. And yes, indeed, she did come home in a very speedy, I don't know what it was, 102 plus coming home, 103 plus, and what a swim for Leah Hayes. Best time.
Yeah, Leah Hayes, second best time of the meet. That's got to please the home crowd here. How does it please you, and how do you like the 400 IM? We know what you can do in the 200 IM. How do you like this distance?
400 was definitely a little bit longer. Hurts a little bit more. I knew going into this race that it was going to hurt, but I was willing to hurt. And I really wanted to win in front of my hometown.
Well, what hurts the most when you hear that crowd? What hurts the most in a 400 IM? Is it the last 100? Is it that first 100?
I'd probably say it's definitely the last 100. But it's the 100 freestyle. You know, it's the end of the race, and you just got to keep going and finish it strong.
Well, congratulations, Leah. Soak this one in front of the hometown.
Thank you.
Leah Hayes getting a W here, second of the 200 free earlier. Back-to-back lifetime bests in both of those races. For the 17-year-old, the pride of the Fox Valley Park District Riptides here in Illinois. Gorbenko again, the teenage